Fourth graders, Mr. B here again. Hope everything's going awesome. We're continuing our fractions unit here today. So yesterday we worked on mixed numbers. Mixed number is both a whole number and a fraction. Okay, so that means we have a whole number, one, like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fraction, maybe like 2/3. So 4 and 2/3 pizzas or something like that. Okay. So today we're continuing that. Our learning goal today is I can compare and order mixed numbers. Okay, so today we're working on putting mixed numbers in order from either least to greatest or greatest to least. Okay, so we're working on which one's greater, which one's less than. Okay, so today you're going to need a pencil and a math fractions pack and the fractions math packet. Okay, like every other day. Okay, you're working on page 8 today. Page 8 looks something like this. Okay, so page 8 says compare and order mixed numbers on the top. We're going to be doing those. So remember, you only needed to complete the ones I do. The rest are extra practice. Okay, so I usually circle the ones that we do together, and then I'll star the ones that are extra practice. Okay, so and then number 4, after we finish the lesson, you need to do Math IXLs P20 through P22, okay? So P20, P21, and P22, okay? You have to score up to 80 on that, remember? So make sure you stay caught up on those, okay? All right, let's get started. So we're going right to our assignment today, okay? So we have a pretty good idea of how to compare fractions already, right? So we use the butterfly method, right? So we're going to compare mixed numbers today. So we're going to use less than, greater than, or equal to for each of these, 1 through 4, okay? So let's start with number 1 here. So I see on this side, so these are two different ones, right? This one and this one, okay? So I see 1, and then I see 1, 2, 3 out of 5. So 1 3/5, or 1 and 1, 2, 3 out of 4. Okay, so 1 3/4, right? Okay, so we're gonna work. I'm gonna just show you an example. Okay, so what I want to see is which one of these covers the most area. Okay, so I know that this one covers about this much, and we have this much left. Okay, and I know this one covers this much left, or this much. Okay, so which one has more covered? Which one has more covered? That would be 1 3/4, right? So I'm gonna put my alligator mouth that way. You can also, there's also another way to do this. Okay, so we'll do it on this one. Okay, so let's go to number 2 here. Okay, so here we have a fraction bar. Okay, so we can tell pretty easily that the 1/8, 1 5/8 has more than the 1 1/3, right? It's bigger than 1 1/3. So I can automatically go like that. So the step I want you to take here instead, though, is what we're going to be using for the rest of the day, for the rest of the time, is we are going to, first step, check whole number. Make a little check mark. So check the whole number, okay? If the whole number, and then the hashtag means number, okay? Check the whole number. And step 2 is butterfly fraction, okay? The fraction. Butterfly the fractions. Okay? So on this one right here, we had 1/3, okay? That one right there, we had 1/3. So they're both the same whole number, right? This was a 1 there. Sorry, you can't see that. But they're both have the same whole number. So what you're going to do you butterfly it. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. This one's the bigger one, okay? Because there's 8 and there's 15, okay? So 5/8 is bigger than 5/8 is bigger than 1/3, okay? So let's use the number line on this one, okay? You guys can do that one, okay? Try number 3 out by yourself. Here, pause the video, okay? Try that one out. So here we have different denominators, but we also have different numerators. So we can kind of figure out that I know, looking at this, is 2 times 2 gives us 4, right? And 1 times 2 gives us 2, okay? So I know that we have the same whole number, okay? And when we have equivalent fractions, okay? So I'm going to put an equal sign, right? But that would also make sense because if we plot these, they line directly up. It's not a very straight line, I'm sorry. Okay, so you can try number 4 by your 4 is extra practice, okay? All right, so this is where our butterfly method is going to come in handy, okay? So step 1, check whole number. Okay. Number 2, if they are the same, if whole number are equal, butterfly the fraction. Okay. All right. So let's try number 5 here together. Move that down here so we can see. Okay. Let's try number 5 here together. So I'm checking whole numbers first. Okay. So I see 2, 2, and I see a 4. So automatically I know that the 4 is going to be the biggest. Okay. So I'm going to write that near the end, right? Because it wants us to order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Okay. So now, being that we have common denominators on the bottom, they're both 4, right? We can just take a look at the numerators to tell us which one is bigger, okay? So 1 is smaller than the 3, right? So this one is going to be first, 2 and 1/4, and this one is going to be second, okay? So 2 and 3/4. Okay, let's try this one then. Okay, so this is where our butterfly method is going to come in handy, okay? Okay, so this is where our butterfly method is going to come in handy, okay? So we have the same whole numbers in each one, right? So I'm going to guess, though, looking at 1/8, is that is going to be smaller than the 9th, right? Because remember, our denominator tells us the size of pieces. They're all the same size chocolate bar. That just tells us what is the difference of the size of the pieces. Okay? Okay? So, I'm going to say that 5, it's probably hard to see. Yeah, I'll change it. Sorry about that, kids. 5 and 1/8 is going to be the smallest, okay? So this is where our butterfly method is going to come into play here, okay? So first we check the whole numbers, right? They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all equal to each other, right? So now, this is where we take the fraction part, 4/9 and 2/3. So this is where we go 4/9 and 2/3, okay? So now we do our butterfly method. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. 9 times 2 is 18. 2/3 is bigger than 4/9. Okay? 2/3 is bigger than 4/9. So now, I'm going to write 5 because this will be our second one now, right? Because this one was our biggest. So 5 and 4/9, comma, I'll erase this. And then 5 and 2/3. Okay? All right. You guys try this one. Pause the video, try this one. Okay. So, looking here, I know that 2/10 is going to be pretty small compared to 5/12 because 5/12 is really close to 6/12, which equals 1/2. Okay. And 4/5 is really close to being a whole, right? So that's that one. 3 and 4/5 is close to being 4. Okay. So I'm gonna get this one is very close to being 3. Okay. So that's just kind of a way to think about these sometimes if you have numbers like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I know that this one's going to be number 1. Okay. 3, 2/10. Okay. So now I'm gonna butterfly these two. Okay. Because I see that they have the same whole number. Okay. So I'm going to go just take the fraction part now. Just take the fraction. 4/5, 5/12. Okay. 5 times 5, 25. Sorry if that didn't cut off a little bit. 12 times 4 is 48. So I know that 4/5 is bigger than 5/12. So I'm going to go 3 and 5/12. It's going to be next because we just looked at it. And 3 and 4/5 is bigger than that. Okay. All right. You guys try these by yourself here. Okay. Try these by yourself. Pause the video. Okay. So which ingredient shows the largest? So I see 1, and I see 2 whole number. 2 whole cups is going to be the largest. So corn chips is going to be the largest. Okay. Which ingredient requires 5 1/3 cups? So this is where we need to convert it to a mixed number. Okay. So thinking to myself, we'll go like this. 3 divided by 5. So I know it can go in one time. So it's minus 3, 2, 1, and 2/3. Okay. And then 2 is our remainder. That goes there. That becomes our numerator. So 1 and 2/3, raisins. Raisins is going to be our answer there. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Try this one, and then these two will be extra practice. Okay. So the lengths of 4 activities are listed below. Which activity is the longest? So check whole numbers. Check whole numbers first. So they're all 1. Okay. So I'm going to go process of elimination. Okay. I'm going to start crossing off ones that I know that aren't going to be close. Okay. So I know that 1/5 isn't going to be close. Okay. I know that 2/3 is a little bit bigger than 1/2, right? So if you made a chocolate bar, split up in a half, and then you made one that is the same size, 2/3, it's going to be a little bit bigger than 1/2, right? So I know 1/2 ain't going to be it. Okay? So now an easy way to do it is to just go with our butterfly method. Okay? Okay, so butterfly it. 12, 10, 4/5 is bigger than 2/3. Okay? So that means 2/3. Our answer is going to be A. Okay? Give us some space here. Okay, so now Ethan is 4 and 5/12 feet tall, and Fred is 4 and 7/9 feet tall. Use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the mixed numbers. Who is taller, Ethan or Fred? So they both have the same whole number, okay? So now let's butterfly it. When in doubt, butterfly it, okay? It's a lot easier than drawing a number line or a fraction bar. So 5 times 9 is going to be 45, okay? It's 12 times 7, okay? So these are 12 facts, right? So I know that 12 times 5 gives us 60. So that means 12 times 6 would give us 72. So then 12 more than 72, because we're multiplying by 7 times, would give us 84. So who is taller? Fred. Fred, because 4 and 5/12 is less than 4 and 7/9. Okay? Because 7/9 is bigger than 84. Okay? So these two are extra practice. Go to the back side. Let's try these together here. Let's try these together. And then these two will be extra practice, as well as the rest of these. Okay? Extra practice. All of these. Okay?